Hello, dear prayer partners and friends. This is Pastor Wolfgang. I'm coming to you from the Philadelphia campus of United Lutheran Seminary. Behind me is the library where I spent many hours when I came here back in the 90s for my Master of Divinity degree to become a pastor. I'm up here today. It's Thursday, February 28th, the last day of February. And I thought I'd just kind of check in with you and let you know what's going on in my life. It's kind of a very special day for me. Just a couple hours ago, I successfully defended my thesis for the degree of Doctor of Ministry from this fine institution. It's been a long time coming. I've been working on this, I guess for about 6 years now. I started this way back. And this, of course, is the last step. I'll be graduating in May. The defense was successful, so I'm happy to report that I'm all done and will be bestowed the degree of Doctor of Ministry this year. So that's what's going on. I flew up this morning. I'm going to fly back tonight. I had lunch with good friends from the seminary here, and a professor of mine and his wife. We've been personal friends for a long time. My thesis, the dissertation for this degree, has a lot to do with Christ the King. It's entitled "All Things in Common," which is, of course, an allusion to the book of Acts, where they describe the early church and how the early church was living in community together. So all things in common, small group ministry, young adults, and the quest for congregational vitality. And it really is based on the idea of marrying, if you want, putting together an old idea with a new idea. The old tried and true idea is the idea of small groups. That's been around for a very long time. Back in the 70s and 80s, the big mega churches in this country all got into small group ministry, and they've been doing that for many years. And there was particularly one in particular that I looked at out of Atlanta, North Point Ministries. They have 8,000 people in small groups, all over the world really now. But it's not an invention of the 20th century either. If you look at the Bible, book of Acts especially, you can see how the church really started as small groups, small house churches, mini churches, so to speak. Or think about the small group that was Jesus' leadership team, right? The 12. Well, that's a small group of sorts. In the Old Testament, you have Moses, who organizes his work with the people of Israel by having groups of 10, and then having kind of like the first organizational chart in history, so to speak. So there's lots of evidence of small groups all over Scripture. And it's not really a new idea, but it is something that can be very helpful in building relationship and especially helping people to develop their discipleship and their spiritual vitality. And so I was examining that in my writing. And then the new thing is the growing young emphasis that we've been doing at Christ the King now for a while. This is a program out of Fuller Seminary in Pasadena, California. Some of you might remember, if you've been a prayer partner for some time, that we went there twice last year and the year before to be trained in this growing young approach, in learning what it is churches do that want to be attractive to young adults and young families with young children. And we've implemented quite a bit of that at Christ the King already, and we've seen an influx of younger people into our congregation. So the way I developed the dissertation is it's really a program for implementing the small group ministry alongside the growing young emphasis, and there's a whole timeline laid out and all that. So we'll be talking a lot more about that. I'm really excited that I got to this point. I'm excited that I could successfully defend the thesis. I'm excited about the reaction of my committee, my advisor, and the other folks that are on there who had some really good ideas and are helping me to improve what I've written. So from Philadelphia, many greetings and God's blessings. I'll be home before you know it. This is Wolfgang signing off. Take care. God bless you.